Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to another episode of our little officer series. We are working through it A to Z, and you see we are at S now. But before I look at the next uncommon officer, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. So before next week, there will be a lot of new things to talk about, I'm quite sure, with the next part of the arc. I just want to continue with our officer series, and in this case we will talk about Severus. He is an uncommon officer, as I said. He's from class engineering, which means you need engineering badges to upgrade him. He's from the group Romulan Patriots, which means if he's captain, he can get synergy from others of that group, or can give as captain of that group synergy if he's on the bridge as well. And he's from the faction Romulan Star Empire, which means you need Romulan faction credits to upgrade him. And he's obviously not one very well known from the TV series of the movies. That's why he has a very small text in the info box. You know that every officer has an explanation text here in the info box, but that's quite a very easy one. As you already could hear, he does have a captain maneuver, and that's spreading fire. When the ship is burning from the opponent, Severus decreases the opponent's hull health by 10% each round. So that means your ship is burning, if I read that correctly. That is something, by the way, with Scopely. It's sometimes really fun is with the formation armadas as well. Some things, the wording is really hard, and I'm playing this game in English because in a lot of cases, especially the missions and everything, and many other things, the translation is made, I don't know, with Google Translate or whatever, and really bad. But in a few cases, like the Formata animations at the time, it was easier understandable in German, and that's not my not non-native English speaker problem, but the translation was indeed better than the English wording. And here I had a problem with that once again. This means if your ship is burning, then Severus is decreasing the hull health on the other ship. And that is something that doesn't happen so much. That's why I do like those decreasing officers, because usually you have officers that increase something on your own ship. And his officer ability is Exploit Overheat. When the ship is burning from the opponent, so your ship, Severus increases the damage of the ship by 60%. So you get a lot of more boom when you are burning, and you know that burning is not good for your ship in the first place. And that's why, for example, against Xindi Armadas, you're using the same to get those Xindi Armadas down, which are quite nasty. I'm glad after the merger of our two alliances, I'm with some bigger guys that really help us with those Xindi Armadas, because they are really fierce, but the rewards are really great when you can start one of those. Taking part is not that efficient, but if you can start one of those and get the chest, and then can do the exchanges of especially if you can do the big ones, which we do, the big uncommon ones. I only can send my Annexer 1 because of the warp range, but nevertheless, they are really rewarding, I must say. But I must not forget that I'm not using Severus. Even if I got him early, on my level 12 account I have for some low-level videos, I already got Severus as well. But never when I played this game I really used Severus, I must say, because it's too specialized. So you have to fight against someone who causes burning, so it's either very special hostiles, or you must know that you will fight a certain player with that's always using this ability. So it was never an officer I really used. But maybe you see it differently. If you do, please put it in the comments. But from the very beginning, I used the fact that as an uncommon officer, he does have one trait for away team assignments, and that's engineer. And that's where I was sending him out regularly, and I still am when I need more than one engineers, although in time you get more and more engineers. And then that's what I do with him. But of course you want to know how to get him, and I have to have a sneak peek on my list again, because after making my big list, of course I know that. But I just want to mention one thing I haven't said. I'm down to 3 missing officers, by the way. With the help of the isometer refinery, I finally got Pelia. And now it's only Sam Kirk, but I'm getting shards from him as well from there. He's down to 10 missing, and then it's only Data and Jailer, my all-time problems. So it's a nice development here. I just wanted to share with you. But nevertheless, talk about Severus again. We have to go to the premium recruit section. We've talked about this several times already, and Severus is in here as well. There he is. Those premium recruit tokens you regularly get quite early in the game, and so that's what the main reason, especially because he's an uncommon officer, that has a very big chance of pulling shards here, that you will have him very early in the game. But I must, as I said, I never really used him. But maybe you will find some use for him. But I always had other officers there, even on low levels. Maybe it was something very special in the time when they introduced him, but nowadays, as I said, away teams. But he's also in the normal Romulan recruit. You get some of those tokens from missions, and as I repeatedly said, from time to time I might buy some of those in the faction store. They are not that expensive, and if it's for some recruit events, I will just do that. And so if I need some transporter patterns, to be honest, I can do that again, because as you can see, except Nero, I've got all of them, the maximum shards of all of them, and I will get some transporter patterns here if I do the exchange, because it's not always Nero. But he's also in another section which I'm not using, and that's the Elite Romulan. I only use that one when I get tokens from missions, which is not that often, but it does happen. As you can see on top, I do have some of those, but those I never buy in the faction stores, because first of all, you need a certain reputation to do that, but in the end, they are just so expensive that for me, they are not worth it. But once again, Severus is in here. If you want to have him, you can get those tokens and get him. But as I mentioned earlier, especially in this case, where I never use him on 3 servers, I never used him for anything else but away teams. If you use him for something different, please let us all know and write it in the comments. But as you know, I regularly read those comments, so if you have questions in general or video requests, put them in there too. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.